Changes at the quarterback position across the league. Cam Newton put on IR. Kyle Allen will lead that squad. More on that. Will Selva, though, has more on the other quarterback situation going on in Jacksonville. What's up?
Absolutely. What's going on there, Kay, guys? Well, it was a shameless scourge that gripped the city for 2 months, much like the Rachel haircut from Friends enraptured the nation. But Minshew Mania is no more. You'll still want to keep the stash, headband, and George on standby, just in case. You never know. Either way, head coach Doug Marrone announcing on Tuesday that Nick Foles will be the starter in Week 11 when he returns from IR. He's been out since breaking his collarbone in the season opener. Minshew went 4-4 as the starter in Foles' absence. Here's Marrone on his decision to go back to Foles.
You know, for me, it was, looking back at all the work that we put in, and I just go back to the experience and what he's going to be able to do. And, I think that's going to give us a better chance of winning right now.
Well, Foles is the man in Jacksonville now. Philip Rivers has been the man for the Chargers since 2006, and since then, he's gone 18-8 with 45 passing touchdowns against the Raiders. The most wins, 18, and passing touchdowns, as we mentioned, 45, against any opponent in his career. Rivers will get another chance to torment the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. His opposite number, Derek Carr, has had the chance to see Rivers do his thing for quite some time now.
He's one of the best to ever play this game. Let's not get it twisted. So many times people always just look at wins and say, well, this guy has more. All right, let's pump the brakes. It's a team sport, right? Philip Rivers is definitely one of the best to ever play. He's one of the smartest to ever play this game. They put everything on his shoulders, and to do that year in and year out and still be productive is just crazy impressive to every quarterback. Everyone that just watches him and knows, what was asked of him every single year. It's really, really impressive.
Well, the Raiders' defense has allowed 22 passing touchdowns in their first 8 games of the season. That is tied for 4th most by any team in the Super Bowl era. So that certainly will have fantasy implications as well if you have Philip Rivers as your QB.
What a segue by you. You're such a pro. You're the GOAT, as Jerry Rice says, though it doesn't mean much coming from me. We'll appreciate you. Yeah, you're setting your lineups in Week 10. I thought it'd be a perfect time for a round of Fantasy Face-Off because you're dealing with some drama this week. Yep, 6 teams on a bye, the most of the season. You can't play Brady. You can't play Deshaun Watson, who has been incredible coming off a great win. You can't play Wentz. So let's talk about Philip Rivers. He likes playing with his back to the wall. He's a second-half guy. We all know that. He admitted it. This is the way he likes it. He's finally charged up, and it's all working with Melvin and his pass catchers. Hopefully, Mike Williams can get a touchdown. I think he does it this week because the matchup is perfect. Just take a look at this fantasy goodness. Are you kidding me? Top 5, giving Matthew Stafford a top 5 week. Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, carving them up to the tune of 5 touchdowns back in Week 7. The Raiders have given up the most points to quarterbacks this season. So, should he be on the top 10, you guys think, at NFL.com? Let's take a quick scan here. No, he's not on the list. He's not on the top 10, and I think that is a fantasy crime, punishable by me standing up here and telling you why. Matt Ryan is at the bottom of this list. He is at 10, so let's put him up against Philip Rivers. I like Matt Ryan. He has been lighting it up. He's coming off a bye and he's rested, but I don't know that he's 100%. I know that he had a bit of an ankle thing, and I don't like the matchup up against New Orleans in the Dome, not even a little bit. They've been top 5 against quarterbacks in the fantasy game over the last 3 games. So, shoot him up.
Shoot him up.
Yep, he's going above Matt Ryan. How about Jared Goff? Okay, Jared Goff also, I feel like we forget about him. He's coming off a bye as well, but he has to go on the road at Pittsburgh. I'm just being honest here. The numbers bear it out. He is a road struggle guy. It's true. I feel like his floor is a lot. He's just staring at me, mad that I said it. But it's true, Jared. It's just true.
Hey, Kay, I've been starting Jared the first month of the season. He was killing me. He was not putting numbers up.
You know what it is with him? His floor is super low. Remember that 78-yard clunker against the Niners?
Yeah.
He puts up some bombs. I don't think Philip Rivers will do that. The matchup is too good. He's going to air it out. And the Steelers' D, as we know and talk about, is nastier every week. So let's move him up and put him up against Kirk Cousins, who's got a big one, lot to prove against Dallas at Dallas. he and Phillip Rivers are similar. They're both frustrating, they're a bit inconsistent, but cousin clunkers come regardless of who he's playing. Good teams, bad numbers against the Redskins, very little production against the Raiders, against the Packers. I trust Phillip Rivers because of the matchup, and against good matchups, he performs. Against tougher ones, he doesn't. It's easier at this point 10 weeks in, to know that and pick Rivers over Cousins. Let's move him up against Jameis Winston. Winston's been awesome, explosive, but 7 interceptions and 6 fumbles in the last 2 weeks. That's dicey. The upside is there, of course. He's got the Cardinals on the docket. He gets to play at home, but I'm going to bet on Rivers on Thursday Night Football. I like Rivers more than Winston. Rodgers is sitting there at 6. Are you guys surprised to see Rodgers is lower than guys like Kyler and Dak and
It was a tough week last
Russell?
week.
Tough week for him against the Chargers. But I'm going to say, I still can't do it. I'm going to go with Schrags here and say he is in ink. I can't do it. He's back at Lambeau. Devontae Adams is back. Hopefully he's not just nothing out there this week. So I still think Phillip Rivers, who's well outside the top 10 at NFL.com, is a perfect guy to play. You always want somebody on the Thursday nighter. Oakland defense is really, really nice and generous to opposing quarterbacks in passing games. Play Phillip Rivers tomorrow. I like these other guys too, but he definitely needs to be in there. Just not ahead of Aaron Rodgers.
I wouldn't.
I'm not that crazy. You wouldn't what? Put him ahead of Aaron?
Play Rodgers.
Yeah.
Right.
Play
At
Rodgers,
home
guys.
Against the
Don't
Panthers.
be dumb, guys.
Got to do it though.
real.
Panthers are sacking people left and right, and we saw that offensive line sort of fall apart. So either one of those I like. There you have it. Your Week 10 quarterback rankings, and me squeezing and sort of changing it to fit Phillip Rivers into the narrative. Cam Newton, nowhere to be found on this list. Kyle Allen, also not on here yet. But what's next for Kyle Allen? What's next for the Panthers? What could they do against the Packers in Week 10? It's getting to that point the playoff picture is getting a little hairy. And Ravens pulled off a massive win. How high did they climb in the power rankings? The Zeuser has to join us and face the music next.
How fun must it be to have Lamar in fantasy?
He's coming.